coverage you can count on.
A winter storm is coming our way. That's why today and tomorrow are WRAL Weather Alert Days.
Yeah, with those flakes expected to arrive soon, the roads could be getting slick this evening before you get home tonight, in fact. And Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. When can we expect that snow to start?
Look at it. You can see down here from Houston all the way through the deep south along the Gulf Coast. Look at all that snow that's coming down. We've seen some video, some live cameras from down here. I'm going to show you where there's actually a blizzard warning in just a little while. But I want you to look over here toward Georgia. Notice that the snow is starting to pick up in intensity, that those darker blue colors, and that moves on up into South Carolina. We're not seeing anything reaching the ground anywhere in North Carolina just yet, but you can see here's where it is, and it is definitely coming our way. So the National Weather Service has bumped up our alerts. More of our counties under a winter weather advisory here at noon, and more of our counties under a winter storm warning. And so 1 to 2 here in the blue, 1 to 3 there in the pink, and we're going to talk more about specifics. We can break it down a little bit more. I'm going to show you Futurecast first, kind of going over the timing. At 3 o'clock, you can see some of that snow approaching us, but the first part of this is likely to evaporate before it reaches the ground. So I really feel like it's going to be probably between 5 and 6 before we see a lot of flurries in our western counties, and then it pushes on in. By the time we get to 6 or 7 o'clock, there may already be some slippery spots on the roads. This is just going to be so cold and coming down probably, fairly rapidly. It's likely to taper off in the triangle by around midnight, and then 2 to 3 a.m. in our eastern counties. This is a look at another potential snow forecast here for us, up to an inch from, say, Durham to Roxborough, and that means as much as, a tenth of an inch or less. So, this is nothing to an inch. Right here from Roanoke Rapids to Raleigh to Southern Pines, up to 2 inches, and then Fayetteville, Clinton, Goldsboro, up to 3 inches. There's going to be a lot of variability in what we see in these bands, and there's going to be a sharp cutoff. Take a look at this forecast of snow. Looking at, again, we're talking about 1 to 2 inches. Durham's at a ½ an inch. There's going to be a sharp cutoff between who sees more snow and who sees very little snow. We're going to talk more about some of the impacts to the roads, and of course, our cold weather advisory as well, coming up in just a few minutes.
Taking a look at the big picture here, and Elizabeth, we have seen this from Houston all the way across that lower eastern seaboard and Gulf of Mexico there. That's unprecedented stuff.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's a huge swath of snow here. I mean, Michelle was just telling us the Houston airport was shut down, and that there were, almost 300 cancellations there in New Orleans. And no surprise here. Look at all that snow coming down. This is what is headed our way. Already starting to see a good bit of that in Georgia and kind of sneaking into South Carolina. And even though you may see a little bit of blue showing up there over North Carolina, whatever is showing up on the radar there is evaporating before it reaches the ground. We have a very dry air mass in place. So right here, get a good look at how dark that blue is right there along the Gulf Coast. And then take a look at this and talk about unprecedented. A blizzard warning from East Texas all the way over here across parts of Louisiana. For the first time in history, a blizzard warning along the Gulf Coast in that particular spot. Looking at heavy snow from New Orleans to Destin to Charleston up toward Wilmington. And along that band, it could be anywhere from, say, 4 to 6+ inches off the coast of North Carolina. The Outer Banks could be seeing, again, as much as maybe 6 to 8 inches of snow. This is a look at Futurecast. And of course, by 3 o'clock this afternoon, a little bit of snow showing up, or at least a wintry mix there along the coast. You can see there at 5 o'clock some of the snow showers in our eastern counties. And then that all fills in as we get into the evening hours. It could start in some places as early as 5, or likely have some roads covered with snow, at least in some places by 7. By midnight, it starts to pull out of the triangle and then out of the rest of the viewing area by around 2 or 3 a.m. This is a look at our forecast of snow. We take a look at our forecast map here. Hopefully it's going to, there it is, it popped in. The main thing to note here is look at just who has it and who doesn't. There's going to be a sharp cutoff of very little snow to our north and west. Say even in Durham, could be less than ½ an inch, while parts of Wake County gets 2 inches. So we're going to see that big spread. It's usually flip-flopped the other direction, where all the snow is here and none of it is here, and there's a sharp cutoff. But that's what we're looking at. Maybe up to 3 inches in Fayetteville, maybe more than that in Clinton, maybe 3 inches in Goldsboro. That's just sort of an estimate of how much we could see. Of course, the purple shaded area, winter weather advisory, up to 1 to 2 inches, and then those pink counties there, up to 1 to 3 inches. And there'll be some widely ranging totals for sure. And again, kind of another look at it here from Durham, north and west, up to 1 inch, but definitely plenty of places seeing only some flurries, maybe ½ an inch. Right here from Roanoke Rapids through Raleigh to Southern Pines, up to 1 inch or 2. And then the farther east you go, the heavier those totals could get. Wind chill this afternoon, really chilly. We'll see a high temperature around 32. As we get into the evening, we're going to see those wind chills dipping back down into the mid-20s. We have another cold weather advisory in effect for tonight and tomorrow morning. Wind chills going to be in the single digits. We saw that this morning. Those wind chills were in the single digits. Tonight, tomorrow morning, 6 in Roxborough, 10 South Hill, 12 in Raleigh. So we heard from the state trooper there earlier, you know, not only is it going to be dangerous to be driving, but if you get stuck, it is dangerously cold out. Lots of cloud cover, but nothing falling just yet. Live look at Chapel Hill, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. Of course, tonight, tomorrow, all a WRAL Weather Alert Day. It stays chilly. Thursday morning, we'll be in the teens again. So whatever falls is not likely to melt anytime soon. It may be Friday before we see very much of it.